Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the Helped Woman's channel. Thank you for stopping by. So, today I'll be discussing the third of 14 life lessons with you. And the lesson for today is that you are who God says you are. When I say you are who God says you are, I mean that your actual identity is not in what people say or think about you. You know, I used to be a victim of this a lot, and I remember clearly that sometimes in secondary school, I actually took a notebook and started to give people that they should write what they think about me and how I could improve. For me at that point, I could say that I was actually discovering myself, but I sort of needed people's validation to make me feel that I was good enough in myself. But I'm grateful to God that as I went on in life, I was able to realize that I am actually who God says I am. It is not about what people say. There are traits that I have that I feel like they are actually strengths in themselves. But averagely, people may want to look down on it and make you feel like they're not good enough. But when God takes over those traits and uses them for His glory, you start to realize that He actually put it there because He wants to use it for Himself. And as I went on and on, I started to feel better in knowing who God really says I am, rather than taking what people say. People will always talk. People always have an opinion. You must block your ears literally to what people say about you and focus on what God says about you. If we continue to listen to what people say about us, we may not be able to achieve and get to that great place that God wants us to get. Of course, no one is an island, and it is good to take good counsel from people that we can trust. But the important thing here is that you should not allow people's opinion to determine who you are. You know, I remember a situation that I was in and I was able to give a few counsel. It was someone that I saw acting in a particular way, and there was something about me that made me realize that this person is not like this. This person is not like this. And, trying to reach out to the person, I realized that the person was acting based on the situation. It's also important not to allow situation dictate who you are. It's important to always maintain our identity. And that identity is best taken from who God says we are and not what people say we are. Another thing that I've observed that actually, make people drift away from their identity is environment. Sometimes you want to, when you're in Rome, behave like a Roman kind of thing. You want to adjust to that environment, and when we are not careful, we may actually lose our actual identity in trying to be like what the environment expects of us. So there are so many things that can actually influence our view of our identity, and I've talked about what people say, I've talked about people's reaction or situation, and I've talked about the environment. So as we journey through life, let us be sure to guard the person that we really are in God. You know how our parents tell us that we should remember the child of whom we are? The same way we should remember that we are utmostly God's child. We are His own. So our identity should be taken from what He says about us and not what people, environment, situation, experience, particularly bad experiences that people have been through, should not be what will dictate who we really are. We are who God says we are. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till I come your way some other time, I remain your friend and your sister, the Helped Woman. Bye.